Yes.
Have to keep them in business, too.
Oh, yeah. Let's see that.
All set? Is there a motion to open the meeting?
Make a motion, we open the meeting, of the Stoughton Zoning Board, December 6th, 2018.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case number 4215. Somebody want to make a motion to open the case?
Yeah, I make a motion, we open up 4215. The special permit for Imon Roddy on West Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A public hearing will be held in the Town Hall, Conference Room B, Room 301, 3rd floor, 10 Pearl Street, on December 6, 2018, at 7:30 PM on the petition of Eamon Roddy, case number 4215, for a special permit under the Town of Stoughton bylaw of November 18, 2015, as amended through May 7, 2018. Section 3.0, use regulations, 3.3, accessory uses, 3.1.2, special permit, a detached accessory building or structure which exceeds 900 square feet of gross floor area or exceeds 1.5 stories or exceeds 20 feet in height shall require a special permit from the Zoning Board of Appeals in order to construct a 40 by 60 detached garage located at 1546 West Street. Further identified on Assessors Plan as 36 Lot 6 in an RA zone in said Stoughton. Any persons desiring to see further notice concerning this petition is provided by the general rules of the Zoning Board of Appeals should file a written request containing his or her name and address with the board. The petitioner and/or his representative or any other person desiring to be heard on this matter should appear at the time and place designated. Sharon Mappo, Chairman, was in the Stoughton Journal of November 16th and November 23rd, 2018.
Are there any abutter listings or anything?
Yeah, you want to make a motion to waive the reading?
Make a motion, we waive the
Reading,
abutters.
waive the reading of the abutters.
Right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody opposed? And make a motion to accept the answers to question 8 as written.
Make a motion, we accept his application, question 8, was it?
As written.
Second.
As written.
All in favor? Mr. Roddy?
Yes, sir.
Come on up, have a seat. Tell us what you want to do.
I want to build a 40-60 bed garage, and it's I have a couple of vehicles. I have a boat and storage. I just moved to the property a year ago, and my wife's disabled, so I'd like to put her car away during the snow and so on and so forth, that she can get in and out, and that's essentially it.
Oh, Chris is sitting on this case, and Shane is sitting on this case also. Questions?
Yeah, what is classified as the front lot here? 'Cause it seems like you're kind of a corner lot between West Street and
Yeah.
Gibson.
When you're on a corner, you have two front yard setbacks. but
Two
he-
front yard setbacks.
But he's well, actually, strictly speaking, Gibson, if his property extended to Gibson Way, he would need to have that as a front. But there's actually a piece of property that he doesn't own, so.
Oh,
So
So that would be
that's
side.
just a side yard, but even if it were a front yard, and it's well within the setback regulations. The special permit is based on the fact that it's, we changed the zoning so that anything over 900 square feet required a special permit from the Board of Appeals.
right.
This would
the
be,
rear setback
if
doesn't.
he had, if Mr. Roddy had come in here a year and a half ago, he wouldn't be here.
Right.
He would have a permit.
Okay. That was really my only confusion with it, so.
Candy?
Nope.
Dan?
Is there gonna be water in there?
No, no bathroom, just for storage. There is a outside faucet at the house, so I don't require water in there.
I don't see where your driveway is now on the maps here. You're on a corner lot and you got a garage already existing.
Well, it's a pretty old garage.
Where's the, how do you get on your land?
I can show you here.
Draw it on there.
Let's see here. Right here. Right off of West Street.
Anybody want to see that?
Yeah, we'd like to see it.
It's a,
Does it go straight up there? Is
Yeah,
there
they-
parking up there or anything, Tim?
that's the general area where the driveway is. I would say it's not quite accurate by scale. I would say that it's more, something like, it's more something like that. And about, maybe a little bit wider than that. But there's a fair amount of vegetation in this area. And it bends a little bit.
So it goes to the existing garage now?
Yeah, so it provides access to the existing garage by, entering it this way, at 90 degrees to the way it'd be entering the proposed garage.
But this
Is that asphalt?
Yeah, it's asphalt.
Kinda get it.
Yeah, I know what that
It doesn't appear to me that he would need to increase the amount of paving.
What's the relationship between the size of the garage and the house? He doesn't have the, I don't see the measurements.
Bigger than the house.
Yeah, but it doesn't show what the square footage of the house is.
Well,
Didn't we just pass something at town meeting on that?
well, when we changed the zoning bylaw, one of the arguments that I made was that people were building garages that were as big or bigger than their houses. And if you had the really only limitation on a garage was in the lot coverage, pretty much. So, after a lot of discussion, at town meeting, people agreed and voted for the change. That something of the size of, a large two-car garage, 20 feet high, with 1.5 stories, with a storage loft and a pitched roof, that would be permitted by right. But something of this size would need a special permit, not for the height, but for the floor area. And you can see that, the site plan shows the 40 by 50 garage to scale. There aren't any dimensions on the existing dwelling, but you can see that the existing dwelling, probably the footprint of that, even with the L, is probably
One of the problems
not a
is the
lot
map,
less than the
the
garage.
map proposal shows a 40 by 50. Yet his application calls for 40 by 60.
That was
And
what,
the plans show 40 by 50.
Yep.
So I think if the board is gonna grant the special permit, it should be for a 40 by 50, not a 40 by 60.
that was my mistake on the application.
The application's gotta be right if it passes. if it's
Well, we
not.
can pass less.
No, I apologize.
You ask any questions?
But you'll have your,
Okay.
That's all the questions I have.
Dave?
Thinks that's it now. Are these your neighbors?
I,
You don't, all right. Who lives behind you on the side that the house will be closest to?
Bill?
There, okay. All right, so we can hear from the folks in the audience.
Actually, I have a couple of questions. Are you running a business out of your house right now?
no business.
What you said you have a work truck or something that you're,
I'm a pipeline welder. I weld gas pipe. So I'm gone from early morning till mid-afternoon. So there's no business. Nor do I plan to have a business either. I'm pretty tired when I get home in the afternoon. The last thing I want to be going is going out to do anything.
okay. Anybody from the audience want to speak?
I was just wondering what the
Please,
garage,
come to a microphone, give us your name, and your address, and
Bob Wilson, 35 Kinney Court. I was wondering what the garage was going to be made out of, construction.
It's going to be a timber frame, and I plan to finish the garage so it's similar to the house with either vinyl siding or a hardy plank or hardy board, so that it fits in with the house, and the color of it will be the same as the house as well.
And asphalt shingles for the roof.
Same as the house, same color as the house.
Two bays,
2 bays, yep,
garage doors.
with a man door.
Do you have a company in mind to build it? Or are you going to build it yourself?
No, I'm not building myself. I'm not a carpenter, but I have a local carpenter, local company that's going to give me a bid on it in Stoughton.
Okay, thank you.
Phil?
Bill Selby, 14 Gibson Way. The garage that's existing was rehabbed when they rehabbed the house about 8, 9 months ago, or a year ago, before they bought it. So that whole property had been rehabbed. You have, that is an oversized garage right now there because Butch Dykeman ran his electrical supply business out of there. You're gonna put another garage that's larger than the footprint of the house. I mean, we're gonna have all garages up there? Is that what West Street's gonna become, all garages that people can generally work in? He's got a 2-car garage that his wife certainly can pull into the garage right now. So now he's gonna build an additional garage that's the size of, and he might say right now he's not going to run his business out of there, but he's probably gonna be storing things that would have to do with his business. And there's been a problem up there already with people building excess garages, and they've run into problems up in that area. You know, it seems that if he said he wanted to build a 900 square foot garage, so he had additional parking space, you know, I guess that's within the rules. How many freestanding buildings is he allowed to build there? 1 garage, 2 garages, 4 garages? I mean, I don't know what the ruling is. So, I mean, we're gonna allow everybody to build garage after garage after garage on their property.
Can I respond? Can I respond?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is, I don't believe that building was rehabbed, or that garage was rehabbed anytime recently, because there's a stove in there that is at least 20 years old, and it's a small structure that was, it's a lean-to that was added on to the garage, and I believe over 50 years ago, there was cattle stored in that lean-to. The second thing is, I don't have any ancillary equipment that I use for my job. Everything is on my truck. When I leave, I go to work, I come back, I put the truck away, that's it. I don't have any other equipment that's needed or required for my job. And I will not be running the business out of the garage. There's no bathroom in it. It's for storage.
You have a bathroom in the house, but the other point was he does plowing, so there are plows.
I don't plow. I plow my own driveway.
Okay, all right.
I'm not a commercial plower. The truck that I use for plowing my driveway is not registered.
I mean, he never even came to any of us to talk about it, and I just can't see a 2,400 square foot garage in that area. It's a large, large garage. That's an enormous garage. That's bigger than most people's houses on the street.
My concern is, this is
Wait,
forever.
Pardon me?
This is forever.
Pardon me?
This is forever.
Yeah, once you do it, it's done.
But as regards other garages, I have no idea what that means. I'm building a garage, or I'd like to build a garage. That's where it begins and ends. There's no other ancillary buildings or anything else.
$2,400 feet is the equivalent of 6 garages. Most garages are 20 by 20, if I'm correct. So you're talking about building a garage that's 6 times larger than the average garage. So, that's, and 5 feet from the line also means he's gonna take down all the trees. He's gonna have to take down some of the trees here, if I'm correct.
No, I don't believe any trees have to come down. That's what the objective.
That's a secondary issue. My biggest issue is that there is.
Well, the first thing is that the trees are on my property line. If any trees have to be taken down. The property has been surveyed, it's been staked, and I know you've seen the stakes. So
I'm not trying to give you a hard time, I
Okay,
just
okay.
think it's inappropriate.
You gotta
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
through me.
I just think
okay?
it's inappropriate.
So, you're talking, you guys aren't gonna argue each
okay,
other.
yep.
So, if you're gonna make a statement.
Yeah,
and
I
I'll-
think we're talking about a garage that's 6 times larger than the average garage.
Okay.
It seems that he has a freestanding garage at this time. So he's gonna build another garage. So he's gonna have almost 3,000 feet of garage space on his property. I mean, that's a lot of space. His house is only maybe 1,700 square feet.
I believe it's 2,500. But the existing garage is a load frame, and I can't get my truck in there. I can barely get my wife's car in there. And I believe that garage was built, I'm going to guess, in the 30s. It's very, very old. And what needs to be done is that garage needs to be taken down.
So, is that part of your proposal to take the garage down?
It's not part right now because I need the storage.
Maybe I'm missing something here, and I don't want to give you a hard time, but 3,000 feet of storage space is a lot of storage space if a car is only 20 by 40. Now, I'm a very reasonable person.
Well, it's 50 by 40.
It's 2,000, but you have 2,500 square feet of garage space. It's a lot, that's a lot of garage space to have on a piece of property. It's just not logical, really. I mean, I understand storage. If he wants to build a story and a half, he's got storage space up above. I just don't see how you can allow, by law, he can put a 900, I don't even know if he can put an additional garage. I don't know what the zoning is. If he can have,
A 900 square foot garage, closer to the rear property line than this, I would have issued him the permit
okay,
without.
my question is,
coming
he's
in.
allowed,
So
is he allowed to have 2 feet?
Wait, let him speak.
So what needs relief here is only the additional size of the garage. This lot is big enough, and the existing accessory buildings don't don't cover enough of the lot that creates a violation. So the zoning code is silent on the number of accessory structures that you can have. So,
Is it the same for attached garages?
well, an attached garage is essentially, is part of the house, so.
So if this was attached to the house, so you could just build that size?
If this were attached to the house, it wouldn't need any relief.
Is that a reasonable possibility if you had to attach the garage somehow?
I don't believe you could attach it to the house because there's a lot of ledge there and so on and so forth. But can I ask the gentleman, what is your,
You should be asking.
okay, all right.
They
I ask-
they want us to do it that way.
What is the issue? Is it, I'd like to know what the issue is, why the gentleman's come here tonight and opposing it. What is the issue?
I
Bill,
think,
you can answer that.
yeah, I just don't think it's appropriate to have a 2,000-foot garage there. It's really simple. I think it's a lot of garage. If it was a farm, if it was some, that you could, I think it's reasonable. A 2,000 square foot garage, in my estimation, is not reasonable, that's all. And, I understand, and that's all. And a neighborhood that's up there, I don't know how it's gonna affect everything up there, what kind of adverse effect it's gonna have. And my concern also is you put this up, if he sells his house and the next guy comes along, what's to prevent him from using it from a business? It's large enough that somebody could certainly run a business out of it. That's my concern. It isn't just immediate, it's long-term. A 2,000-foot garage is significant. I know a lot of people run their businesses, and I'm not saying you're running it, but can run a business out of there. 2,000 feet's large. It's 6 garage spaces, not 1 or 2, I wish I had known about it, and you could have talked to me about it, but that's not what happened. So you asked me why I'm here. This is the only vehicle I have. You didn't you didn't ask anybody what we thought or anything. You just came here and said, hey, I'm going to build a 2,000 square foot garage. And, I didn't even know about it till I got the notice from the ZBA.
Well, I've been in Stoughton 20 years, and I've moved into Stoughton 20 years ago, and this is my second move, so I have no plans to leave Stoughton anytime soon. I have no plans to leave the neighborhood either.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak? Yep. Please.
Thank you.
Hi, John Bono, 20 Kinney Court. My concern was similar to Bill's, but the size of the garage, I have a 3-car garage, my house. It's 900 square feet, fits 3 cars in storage. So if someone's putting in a 2,000 square foot garage, to put 1 car in it, or maybe even 2, that tells me they have other plans for that structure that maybe we're not aware of. Maybe he could elaborate on what those, maybe he's,
I'm just going to answer you
Yep.
according to the application.
Yep.
He's putting his work truck in it, and he has 2 other vehicles, and
A
that-
small
that's,
boat.
that's what it.
A boat as well.
And a boat.
Okay.
That's what he put on his application.
Okay.
And I'm just, so,
Yeah, I
just
wasn't-
for you to know.
I wasn't aware of that. So that was my primary concern, was the size of the garage. Some folks run commercial businesses out of garages, certainly large enough to do that. He says he's not, so, I have to take him at his word that he's not doing that. But I guess, I know he has a commercial vehicle on there now. It's a welding truck or your normal work truck that's on there. So I guess it's something we'd have to, continue to keep an eye on if we start hearing or seeing customers come to the building or that kind of thing in the future, is to maintain the residential quality of the neighborhood.
As I said earlier, I work in gas line. The customers are gas line companies or mechanical companies. So I can't bring work home. I have to go to work. And when I come back in the afternoon, I don't want to be dealing, I don't weld anything for anybody. Nowhere.
Anybody else?
I'm Edward McNamara, and I've got two addresses. My daughter and I own my previous house at 1500 West Street, and I live on a condo down at 34 Conservation Way. I've known this man a long time. I think he's a good man. He's willing to work. He wants to park his truck and whatever else inside. I think that's a good idea, and I say good luck to him. He wants to work, and he can do whatever he wants on his house, and hopefully I can do what I want to do on my house. And good luck to him, and I wish him well.
Any other questions? Dan?
Tom, so that town meeting amendment you put through prevents this without a special permit.
That's correct.
Not prevents it, only prevents him, he can have up to 900 square feet.
As of right. I mean, it used to be that, before the zoning change, if Mr. Roddy came in and applied for a permit for this garage, I would give it to him, because it meets all the requirements. It still meets all the requirements, except for the fact that it's bigger than 900 square feet. And the idea was that we didn't want to make it, we didn't want to make it necessary to have a variance, to have a garage, but that in order to build an oversized garage like this, you'd have a forum. There'd be a public notice, and then there'd be input from the neighbors, and the board would have the ability, to issue a special permit with, certain conditions and restrictions.
Are those conditions, I know the special permit's not transferable, how do the conditions stay with the property? I mean, do they last beyond the,
That,
I mean, because if you said like something like, can't run a business out of it,
Yeah.
and he sells a house, I mean, does that condition stick with it? I'm not like I want to ask you a legal question, sorry.
I should know the answer to that, and I say, I don't, it makes sense to me that a special permit would, like a variance, would run with the property, but there's a lot of things about zoning that don't make sense, so
No, the special permit doesn't necessarily run with the,
it doesn't,
Right, yeah,
Doesn't
but
net-
once the building's
doesn't-
built, it's built, and then do the conditions run, I guess, is the,
Right.
yeah.
One, if I may, one suggestion I could make, in the way of a compromise, if, obviously you need something bigger than 900 square feet, Mr. Roddy, but maybe it doesn't have to be as big as this, and/or, once, if the board could grant you the special permit for this large garage on the condition that when it's complete, that one or both of the other garages be raised, and that might be a little bit more palatable to the people who are objecting.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Go ahead, Bill.
The other question is.
Please come up and,
Yeah. Two minor questions really is, from a clarification, Tom, can they build more than an additional, how many could he build a 900-foot garage, then come back and build another 900-foot garage, in theory?
In theory, yeah.
Okay, so that means if he wanted to, he could say, hey, I'm gonna just build two garages, 900 feet, 900 feet. And he really doesn't want to do that, okay? But he could certainly circumvent it. So maybe he could adjust where it is and maybe move it a little bit closer to the house so that it's not on top of the lot line. I mean, so it's just not pushed up against somebody's property. because it is a very large structure. And if he decided to take down the other garage, you know, I think having multiple garages and having a lot, just 3,000 square feet on the property, I think would go a long way into, I don't want to obstruct them, but I think there has to be some way of making it palatable.
I think a lot of times what we do in these cases where there's, you know, there's some disagreement, but, you know, we don't have to hash out a deal right now is, you know, to continue the case, so you don't get necessarily denied today, based on what everyone's saying, and then, you know, go back, talk to your neighbors, you know, find something that everyone can kind of agree on, come back, maybe the plan gets revised a little bit.
I think what can be done, I mean, it is within the boundaries of the, you know, of what's acceptable, but I think it can be slid over this way a little bit, and that gives it more of a boundary.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's vision, if it's seeing the garage from his house,
Yeah.
then I'd be more than happy to try to plant something. I know, I don't think the area dictates a fence, a white fence.
Sure.
I don't believe so. But if that's what needs to be done, then
I
I
think we
can.
can talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, you know, you guys talk about it and. maybe-
Okay.
and
If I remember
come to some
correctly, Tom,
agreement, yeah.
At the town meeting, you presented the amendment. There was a lot of discussion on it.
Yeah.
And it passed remarkably, as far as the percentage goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I think and a lot of the people who opposed it thought that 900 square feet was too big.
and it passed, you know, it did pass town meeting. Astoundingly, it was a big vote in favor of the amendment, not to exceed 900 square feet. And now, what I think.
But it didn't say that you couldn't build a garage bigger than 900 square feet. It just
Bigger
said,
than the house structure.
no, it didn't say that. It said that if you want to build something bigger than 900 square feet, you have to come here, and you have to, and I think the implication was you have to talk to your neighbors, et cetera. And I think,
So is that what you want to do? Go back and talk to your neighbors and find out if you can come to some kind of compromise so that we
If that-
can
if
we can make
that's-
it more palatable for your
Sure,
neighbors?
if that's what has to be done, that's what has to be done.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know how to approach that, or how do you go forward with it?
like, obviously Bill's the one that is having the biggest issue with it, so, and the other people, so, yeah, I'd suggest talking to them, and, you know, maybe, like they say, tearing down the other garage and then situating it, you know, because with this much opposition, I'm probably not gonna vote to grant the special permit, all right, so.
I can't either.
Right, so I suggest that you petition to continue this case to another,
Okay.
another date. What do we have?
That makes sense.
January 3rd, is it open?
It's full.
What about
I was
the
on
17th?
town meeting, and I was here when they
Okay,
were arguing about it.
Would you like to continue the case to
Sure.
January 17th?
Yeah,
Okay,
same time.
yes, yeah, 7:30. Okay, we need something in writing from you, just saying that you're willing to continue the case till January 17th.
Does he have to post it again on the paper?
No,
no,
no.
I'm just,
Is that, actually, is that what we normally do? Is it, we'd say in the 17th, but we should continue it to January,
yeah, and the other thing you have to pay attention to is that we need to file a decision within 90 days of the close of
the hearing.
of this hearing. Well, actually, no. So if we're going to continue the hearing doesn't get closed. So
Right.
so that moves on.
So he changes that with the right dimensions?
We can have him do that, too.
Well, if you just, yeah, just say that, write down that you would like to continue the case till, what's the first meeting in February? I mean, not continue the case. No, we don't have to extend it. Continue the case till January 17th at 7:30.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute, somebody got to make a motion.
Make a motion, we continue case 4215 to January 17th.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
I have nothing to add on any of these continuations of special permits and the extension of the Green Street.
And there's been no, there's been no,
I haven't heard anything from anybody on anything.
okay, and the only one that we got.
I need you for one of them.
You need me for one of them, okay.
Okay.
Let's take that one first, so I can go home
Yeah.
and watch the hockey game.
Can we do it out of order?
Yeah, sure.
On the special permits, I'd like to do
Explanation.
House of God, 4204.
Make a motion on
I
case,
make a motion, we open up the
case number 42.
case 4204,
Second.
House of God.
Second.
All in favor?
All right. All right, they're looking to continue their special permit. And I spoke to Tom about this prior, about, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Week ago, whatever.
Of course, I promptly forgot.
Hold on one
I'll
second.
just wait
Let
till
let me,
everybody
let me find his application. Probably in order. Okay.
Okay. On number, orders and conditions, page 3. Number 2 says, "The owner of the premises on which a donation box is reside shall regularly ensure that the surplus donations don't spill into the parking lot and are not visible from the street." I have several pictures on my iPhone if anybody wants to see them, various dates that going back to 3 months, where most of the week, not every day, today it was picked up, it's a mess. Because the donation box is smaller than they ever anticipated. They must be getting tremendous business on donations. So what I was thinking was, they're not following the orders of conditions, and I did ask them at the meeting, "You sure you're gonna pick up the stuff?" Because there's a lot of donation boxes in town that spill over, and they said, "Yes, we will." And no, they're not. So what I'd like to do is make a motion, rather than deny their special permit, have them come back in 6 months to be reviewed. So we'll keep our eye, at least I will, and Bob Mullen will, over the next 6 months to see whether or not they're living up to the conditions that they signed up on.
Okay.
Has anybody notified them?
No, I mentioned it to you, I thought
I
you...
know you mentioned to me at the
I
town
don't know if
meeting
anybody-
or somewhere, and frankly, I didn't follow up on it. I should have.
I don't know if anybody did, Tom.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess what we need to, if that's in fact what the board wants to do, I need to get in touch with the, with the applicant and tell him that he's on probation, and
So-
he could lose his special permit in
Okay.
6 more months.
Well, but I think what we should do is grant him his special permit till,
Till,
not, till June. I mean, what's the meeting in June, second meeting in June?
7? I think it's a 7.
Oh, June.
June 20th.
So, extend the special permit, is this a special permit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Extend the special permit till June 30th, 2019.
Who's voting on
So moved?
Well, somebody's got to make a motion.
Yeah, so
that? Right,
moved.
but you also need 5, right? I
Yeah, I'll
guess we
second.
have it now.
Now, will they get a letter? or will
Yeah,
they-
hold on.
Yeah.
I'll notify them.
Oh, no, we got 5 people here, so.
Yeah, you're good.
Is this, there's been a second, is there any more discussion on it? All in favor?
All right.
Motion carries.
And I'll get in touch with them and tell them about their concerns.
Okay, I don't have anything to write this on. Oh, I'll write it on there.
I remember you saying that night I was charitable. Marguerite came up with 6 months.
Extended,
Hey, Tom, how long has the hotel been operating now?
The hotel?
Yeah.
It's been occupied for, maybe 5, 6 months.
Okay.
Seems to be doing pretty well. I had some friends who stayed there Monday night this week, and they looked like it was close to full on a Monday night.
So if I get a call from them again, I can just tell them if they have a permit? Dean Road?
are you here for a specific,
Dean Road?
Yeah, house on Dean Road. Jason, I forget their
Okay.
last name.
Yeah, Gallant. It's the, which one?
Gallant, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I sent him a letter of today, saying that I gave him a permit to bring that structure into conformance a year ago, and he hasn't done anything yet. And I sent him another letter today saying that if he doesn't do it, he doesn't get started within 30 days, I'm gonna give him a fine.
That, by the way, is a garage larger than the house.
no, I know.
Hotel larger than the lot?
Oh, you know the house?
Okay,
No, I thought you were talking Hampton Inn.
somebody want to open case number 4196?
Make a motion to open case 4196.
Dan?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's been no correspondence. This is for Joanne Gingemi doing business as Joe's Nailery Joe's Nailery. So these special permits, they're granted until you leave the business, basically, so.
Okay.
Wait a minute, so,
Yeah.
somebody want to make a motion?
Yeah. Make a motion, what do I say, just extend the special permit indefinitely, or?
Correct.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. You're all set.
Great.
Did you oppose?
Yeah, yeah. Yay. You guys have a great night, thank you.
Okay. What happened to Candace? She, nobody, okay, nobody. I don't think there's any problems. Okay, case number 4112.
Make a motion to open 4112.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case number 4112 is PVG5 LLC, property at 437 and 439 Page Street, special permit for principal uses retail trade. Item number 7, hotel and motel in order to construct a hotel.
So last year, we extended by 1 year because it had just been built, or was in the
Okay.
process of being built. As Tom said, it's been in operation for 5 or 6 months. Do you think that's enough operation for us to extend indefinitely, or do you want to give them another year and make sure there's no issues?
It's no burden
Okay,
on them another year. They don't even
They
have to come in anyway.
Yeah.
Right,
So I
Okay.
just assume go with the year to play it
For the
safe.
year.
okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
In the case of 4112, I'll make a motion to extend the special permit to, what is it expiring now? December 31st?
Yeah, December 30th.
Okay, so December 31st, 2019.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Make a motion to
So,
open.
so wait a minute, no, never mind, we're on camera, I can't say what I was gonna say. Wait a minute, hold on one second. Is 2/12/31/19, right? Okay,
Make a motion to open case 4183.
Second?
4183.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
4183, 1776 Washington Street, LLC, property address 1776 Washington Street. Special permit renewable, principal uses retail and trade, restaurant, item number 24, other amusement and recreation indoor in order to operate an indoor basketball training facility.
No comments?
I don't
I have no
know, I
issue
got a
with that.
comment. You got a comment?
No, no.
They run a good operation down there, but they don't have restaurant and amusement right now down there. So why don't we give it to them for a year? See
What's
how it
that?
works out.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Well, they're expanding, Mike.
No,
I don't know what's going on with them.
no,
Well,
no,
they
they're
did
not
come in to
changing
try
their
to-
food.
Yeah, they came into,
As
To
a
add
matter
hot dogs or
of
something like
fact,
that.
yeah.
the local food establishments love these people, because the people come in and all their businesses have increased all up and down 138.
I think all they did when they came in was to sell like
Yeah.
pizzas or something like that,
Yeah,
like
just
heat
microwave
reheated,
stuff.
nothing
Yeah.
Right,
all
just
microwave
microwave.
stuff.
Yeah, so I would just extend
mean-
their permit indefinitely. They'd have to come back to us for a special permit to serve food, is what
Yeah,
it
they
is.
came in another time to make sure that the hot dogs in their microwave weren't
Right.
cooking, because we said
Right.
no cooking on the premises, and,
Right.
yeah, so, okay, I'm okay with it. Okay, so I'll make a motion to extend the permit for 1776 Washington Street indefinitely, special permit.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Zachary's got more business from them?
Exactly, I don't think so, they're, the morning. I know the spa is, they do very well when they're, on the weekends from them. Their business is, extended indefinitely. Case number 4199,
Make a motion to open case 4199.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
4199, Gabby Elnaki, property 584 Pearl Street, special permit renewal for non-conforming use in structures, 5.2.1, permissible changes, number one, change or extension for the use of display 3 vehicles for sale within the property boundaries.
Anyone keeping an eye on this guy?
I mean, I drive by it twice a day to go to work from work. He has 3 cars with a for sale sign, but he still has like a ton of cars on the property. No, I drive by doing
Just
30
the one
miles per
across
hour.
from Danino's?
Yeah, right by Danino's. So, I mean, the yard, there's a ton of cars there, but there's only 3 of them with for sale signs.
Wasn't something related to plates, license plates on the cars?
I think we gave him a different
No, they
count.
would
You know,
I
basically.
gave that super complicated condition with some for sale, some unregistered for repair, and then the
Right.
total number.
Right, 'cause
So,
they do
you know,
repairs, but, I mean, there's been no problems with them, so.
Yeah.
mm.
I mean, like I said, there's always cars there. I don't really look to that level of detail to see is it the same cars. I mean, the 3 with the for sale signs, one's arrest me red, so that sticks out like a sore thumb, but the rest of them I don't really pay
I mean,
attention
if he's
to.
ever blatantly violating, you can always pull
We're not
the
on
special
TV
permit
yet.
or find him anyway,
Huh?
so.
I got a summer place in Wareham, and I got this out of the paper, all right? There's a Buzzards Bay garage
Yep.
down there that has, I don't know, they're only supposed to have, I don't know, maybe 12 cars.
Right.
Building inspector inspects these regularly.
Really?
The guy had more cars. It hit the newspaper.
Wow.
Once you cross that bridge, everything
It
changes.
hit the newspaper.
Right, yeah. I mean,
And the zoning board pulled his permit.
Oh.
That's why I pulled it out of here. We don't do
so,
any of that stuff.
Well, the one closest to me that we gave a license to has not been meeting conditions as well. And, you know, Tom ran by there a few times a couple of years ago, but they still don't meet the conditions. They have more cars out and they put them out It's a gas station. They put them out in front of the gas station. They're supposed to keep them down behind the front boundary of the building, and
It isn't Lino's building, is it?
I don't know.
Lino's, 'cause he's got more cars.
Not naming names, but, yeah, I mean, I don't mind extending the permit, you know, if people aren't comfortable extending it definitely, you're gonna do like 3 years or 5 years, or, you know, at the end of the day, if it's a bad actor, the permit can be pulled, right?
What's that?
I mean, we can always pull the permit too, if it's a bad actor. Tom could pull the permit if we had issues with any of these people, right?
Right.
I mean, he seems to not, none of the neighbors seem to be complaining
Well, he's
about
under
what
the
he's
radar.
doing, so, I mean, yeah, maybe that's the thing, is do like a 3 or 5 year, and then, worst case, you start, if we just do start policing it, then we could always pull the permit, right?
Yeah.
So what's the motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to extend, in case 4199, the special permit for 3 years.
3 years?
I'm willing to accept anything else.
To 2022?
Yeah.
You second that?
Yeah, I said.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. And 2, 12, 31, 20, 22. Case number 4200.
Make a motion to open case 4200.
Second.
All in favor?
No, that's in the Stop and Shop.
Aye. Say aye, Wayne.
Aye.
Okay. 4200 Dogtopia, 284 Washington Street, special permit for renewal, principal uses, agricultural item, number 5, commercial stables, commercial kennels. In order to operate a daycare, boarding, and grooming
Haven't heard
facility
anything about
for
that.
dogs.
I think
Dri-
I've
I
seen
drive
one
through
person
the-
walk in there with a dog once,
Right.
but
and,
if
I
you
live
go
in-
online for their, like, reviews, they're through the
The place is
roof.
virtually
California
400
trend
feet from my house.
from the West
Yeah.
Coast.
Never hear anything. There's no odors, there's no,
I didn't even hear the dogs barking. When I go to Stop and Shop, I would have thought I would have heard them. I mean, I don't know what they did, but
Questions, what are they really doing?
what are they really doing back there?
yeah.
They're getting
But I
business.
mean, yeah.
I don't know, it seems to be you operating all right, but,
Yeah. I mean, I looked
So,
to put my own dog in there for daycare, and I mean, I didn't, but the reviews when I was reading through it was phenomenal. The only reason why I didn't, it was just too costly.
I was gonna say, it's.
It was
gotta
just,
be
it was
done.
wicked expensive, so that was the only reason why I didn't. but-
Friends and family are for.
Make a motion, we grant,
To extend it indefinitely.
Second.
Yeah. All in favor?
Third.
Anybody
Third,
opposed?
second, quadruple.
Um,
55 or something like that.
Okay. She'll be calling me tomorrow. Anything that I didn't write down right. Okay. Okay, we have case number 4207. Somebody want to open?
Green Street.
Yeah. Somebody want to open case number
Make a
4207?
motion to open case 4207.
Second.
All in favor? Variance issued in ZBA case number 4207, Eduardo L. Pacheco, 12 Green Street, Stoughton. Dear Chairman Epperman, members of the Honorable Zoning Board of Appeals, are you aware undersigned represents Eduardo L. Pacheco of 12 Green Street, Stoughton, regarding the above referenced variance that was issued by the board on December 7th, 2017 pursuant to the Town of Stoughton zoning bylaw of November 18, 2015, under section 4.1.2, table of dimensional and density relative to a minimum side yard setback for a single-family dwelling in order to allow for the reconfiguration of the sideline for the above referenced location in the RU zoning district. Enclosed, please find a copy of the variance decision that was recorded at the Norfolk County Register of Deeds on January 9, 2018, book 5. As you are further aware, pursuant to the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 10, the statute, the rights authorized by the variance will expire on December 7, 2018, unless exercised prior to that date. Although we anticipate that the rights authorized under the variance will in fact be exercised prior to that date, in order to make sure that the said rights do not expire, we wish to request a 6-month extension of said rights as provided under the provisions of the statute. Therefore, on behalf of my client, I would like to respectfully request that the board extend the expiration date of the variance for a period of 6 months to June 7, 2019.
It expires tomorrow.
No, it expires, it expires tomorrow.
And Barry hasn't told us whether the rights were exercised or not, so we don't even know if we need to grant a variance.
What's the date of this? Oh, November 15th.
So he hasn't said
But
anything.
but Tom probably would have said something.
True. But I want Barry here personally to tell us.
Kindly place this matter on the agenda of the board's next meeting of December 6, 2018 for consideration by the board. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you for your cooperation. Barry Equimans, Esquire.
Sorry, Gary, I didn't realize you weren't done with the letter yet.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't turn the page.
So we can extend once for 6 months, so I think this will be it.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. So,
Yeah. So, I'll make a motion to extend the variance in case 4207 for 6 months to June 7th, 2019.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
This was a convoluted one, right? This case.
Too many cases, they all fall.
There was a driveway problem with that one.
Does somebody want to make a motion that I can sign this?
Which one? The extension?
Yeah, for the extension.
Sure. Make a
Yeah,
motion
absolutely.
Make a motion that the vice chairman sign the extension for variance in case 4207 on behalf of the board.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
And all
Motion carries.
forthcoming until the 2019 of December.
Okay. She can fill out the rest of that. Oops. Minutes.
Probably want to let Marguerite see those.
Yeah. Works for me. Oh, shit, I gotta give myself.
Hey, can you change hats for a minute?
What's
Are
that?
they gonna paint, are they painting the library exterior, or is it gonna stay that color?
No, that's it.
Oh, someone told me they were gonna paint it.
It is painted. They painted the brick. I thought there was a decision. There's no decision? Where's the agenda?
No, we haven't had a meeting
Is
for a
that-
couple months.
Hmm.
We got nothing else.
I guess that's it? Oh, here's the...
Give you the honor.
Nope, there's no decisions.
Oh, you mean not
I
adjourn?
could-
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.